little bit of time here, so we're just going to go on to the first slide. And
Hold on.
all right, it's been
Okay, sorry, I've got all the hosting powers now and can
the
share.
powers. You get all the hosting powers.
Yes. Okay, let me know if you can see that.
They can see it. I can see it. Hopefully they can see it too.
Or we
So
might just be talking to ourselves.
I hope not. Well, we could. That'd be the normal way in our house. You and I talking with one another. So guys, I mean, we all know things changed a lot in the last year. I mean, watching more podcasts. This is one that I watch. Is the Ed Mylett. Does a show, and he had David Rubenstein on, and I thought it was really interesting. He was talking about some perspective. And you think about the Industrial Revolution, changed our entire lives, the world in 100 years. Then the internet changed the world in about 25 years. And smartphones changed the world in about 10 years. But the pandemic changed the world in 1 year. And in fact, the first 3 months of the pandemic, there was more growth in e-commerce than the previous 10 years. And you're seeing just a continuation of that today because everybody is working online. It doesn't mean that the world is not opening up. What it does mean is that more people are working online than ever before. We're doing our banking, our groceries, entertainment. It is not just a trend, it is a mega trend. I mean, we're probably tired of hearing about Jeff Bezos building a $500 million yacht and all the money he's making because Amazon has grown so big and so are these other companies. And we all know we've become online consumers. The question that we're asking ourselves is, what if you could go from being an online consumer to an online earner? Because guess what? You're already got all the skills that you need. How do you know that? When you're consuming, you've probably recommended to other people when they've asked you, where did you get that, Al? Or where did you get that, Dave? You go, well, I got it online or I got it on Amazon. Well, guess what? You're connecting people to Jeff Bezos's website and he's making the money. Why not connect them to something you're involved with where you make the money? And we started off with coffee. Now, why do we start off with coffee? First of all, we're the original Happy Coffee. We are #1. But the big question is, Sylvia, why did we start off with coffee?
Because it's coffee. In fact, I'm looking at your, you've got a coffee cup right here. It's something that everyone understands. And most people, for me anyways, it's one of the first things I think about after my feet hit the floor and I'm going, hey, you know what? I'd start my day that way. It's something that people are used to. They're already buying it. So in fact, over 400 million cups of coffee are consumed before noon. And this is a happy coffee, by the way, that is, it's not like it's so healthy for you. It tastes bad. It actually tastes great. It's the kind of coffee that you would purchase anyways at a cafe or somewhere else. It tastes delicious and it's less expensive than cafe coffee. Like anytime I go into a Starbucks, and I'm talking like it's less expensive than the smallest cup of drip coffee. So, it's really affordable and you feel it in minutes. So what are we feeling? We're not just talking about that caffeine buzz. We're not just talking about, hey, I, enjoy having a cup of coffee and I feel great about that. We're talking about mood elevation. We're talking about something called nootropics. You can look it up, but basically all it is it's happy energy. So it's the energy that you need to perform well in your life, to have the kind of great mood and those feelings of well-being that, it's hard to explain until you've tried it, but it's amazing. And through that, there have been so many different health benefits that people have experienced. When you have a coffee that's not just a regular coffee that's got like antioxidants in it, that's got things like adaptogens, it's got things like that help with inflammation. It's got other ingredients that are natural, plant-based things that are going to help the body stay healthier. Why wouldn't you want to swap out a coffee that tastes great, is less expensive, does all these things for you? It's more convenient because it's just arriving there at your doorstep. You can put it on a smart ship. You can, so you never run out if you want to, and that it's a daily habit you already know how to do. And when you're looking at it from a business perspective, that's really important, because what do you want in business? You want something that people crave, that's a daily habit. So you're going to retain those customers, and you want it to be simple to share. And this is the websites you'll see in just a minute, whether it's an app, a website, or something that, you're just getting together and you're going, hey, let's meet for coffee, whether it's virtually like we're doing right now, or whether it's in person. It's fun to share a cup of coffee with a friend. That's so conversational. I mean, that's what we all talk about doing, isn't it?
It is. And when Sylvia says the daily habit, it's more than just a habit. You have a budget for it every day.
Yes.
You don't have to convince someone that they need to spend money. They're going, I'm already spending money on some beverage that I'm drinking on a daily basis. We just convert them over to purchasing from us.
In fact, you probably spend less.
Without a doubt. And it's more convenient. And we also have other beverages. We've got peach tea, lemonade, chocolate, chai. We have a chill drink that is just incredible. Happy Caps, sunshine drops. We have a happy shake, and so much more to come. But the beautiful thing is, with a couple of our products, we call them a duos. And what two together, what happens is it actually makes a contribution towards charitable organizations that we let our distributors choose, our brand partners choose. And that makes you just feel so much better even about consuming the products. In addition to all the happiness, you just feel good about it. And as Sylvia said, these are products that people crave and naturally just want to chat about. You can't stop people from sharing on social media. In fact, that's where we got going.
Oh, yeah.
We had our customers with us naturally sharing, and suddenly they had people say, where do you get this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And they go, well, I don't know how to
let me message you. Yeah, exactly. What is that, happy coffee you're talking about? How is that even possible?
Yeah.
And, just getting your inbox full of inquiries about what is that? You look so happy, you're losing weight, or, there's so many different ways that people share it. You don't have to on social media, but boy, a lot of people have. And I love that it's, not only work from home, it's work from phone. So you can have that in the palm of your hand. And when you have a great product like this, when you have these craveable products, what do you have? You have a great business. And even just in our second year in business, we did over $135 million in sales. That's not bad, year two. And keeping on going strong. You've got Business for Home giving us a AAA rating. Direct Selling News has written about us multiple times. We were actually ranked number 48 last year. Social Selling News, and we were honored as one of the best places to work. But you may be going, well, so what? What does that mean to me? I don't want to get a job there. What does that mean to me as an entrepreneur or somebody looking at this? Well, it means the commissions were paid out. Over $65 million in commissions were paid out when you look at that year. And so it's a ripple effect. It's like when you throw a stone in a pond, that ripple effect, you could literally be getting paid just imagine that, people waking up, drinking a cup of coffee or a cup of, tea that they enjoy, or a shake or whatever it is. And you're earning a piece of that you've got part of that marketplace, and you can really help people enjoy their lives better.
So we're all watching online right now. People start watching just like you online. They realize, I like coffee, or I like one of these beverages. The product just makes sense. I can share whether I hand out a sample, share about something in social media. So we have people who are enjoying success who never really started out to have a business. Now we got more people saying, let me look at this from a business perspective, because there are so many successes that I've seen, and we can show people how to do it, and you can go and validate it for yourself. You're going to hear some people here who are going to share. But we've also got people that are winning that perhaps never expected to win in such a big way before. Why? Because we've got great tools. We make it very simple to share. We make it very intuitive. People go, it's just natural. It's something I could do anyway. And it starts off with a great group of tools to help people to get started with.
Like websites, like an app, like a magazine was just launched. The app, I love that you could literally press a button and send a sample. So if it's not somebody who's local to me, I could send a sample across the country with a touch of my finger on my phone, and know that they can receive that, and that there are websites that do the telling and selling for me, that literally will share about this Happy Co and its products. This is one of the videos that's on one of the websites that you would get as part of becoming a brand partner. You don't have to develop a website. You don't have to figure out branding. You don't have to figure out how to market this. It's all right there online. You get these beautiful websites for free that you can have to be able to just, promote and share about, why somebody might perhaps be interested, whether they, are looking at this as, from a perspective of a product or from a business. This is the business one. This is from the business website that you would have.
And think about the simplicity of sending a video, sending a sample, have someone look at a website that just shares the information for you. And it's about relationship marketing. I want you to understand that you're already in e-commerce. You're just not being paid for it. Because ask yourself this question. You are literally driving what's called connection commerce. Jeff Bezos has put you to work. If you have ever bought something and someone said, where did you get that? And you said, I bought that on Amazon, or I bought that online. What did you do? You connected someone through your relationship to an e-commerce website that made money for whoever owns that website. So why not connect them to a website that is owned by you, what we create for you? That's a lot of fun to do with all these additional tools that we just talked about. And that's attracting some very successful business people. The gentleman here, Mr. Fai Chan, has built companies that are valued at almost $20 billion, generating over $1 billion in profits. You go, do I really want to hear about another billionaire, whose goal is to help this company become $1 billion a year in revenues company? Why would that be important? Because the goal is to pay out over $500 million in commissions to people like you, but to make it accessible via phone around something that you can do. And if you choose to, you can participate in the creation of this. In fact, in the next few months ahead, you're going to see we're launching in 9 new countries. This is just Asia: Japan, South Korea, Hong Kong, China, Singapore, Taiwan, Thailand, Malaysia, and the Philippines. Why? Because the world needs more happiness. We believe that everybody deserves to be happy. You're going to hear this month that we're launching in Korea, and that we believe it's going to be an incredible success because this is a universal message. Everybody deserves to be happy. The world is looking for more happiness, and we're making it accessible via phone so people can enjoy and participate in it.
We have so many moms that love this business. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was just so heartwarming to hear on Mother's Day, so many people sharing from the heart about how this business has impacted them, because it is a business that you can fit into the nooks and crannies of your day on your phone. So what would that look like? Let's look at, for example, how to get started. It really is a business in a box, and it's actually a beautiful box. I love it. Being the chief experience officer, I like everything to look, look pretty, to look nice, to look professional. And it's a gorgeous enrollment kit. And I love that you can start a business for $49. That it's not like, oh, how do I figure out how to do this? It's, like a franchise and it's 6 figures. No. Or I have to have all these special skills or other things or back to school.
I got to organize 2 evenings a week to be out there and doing it. No, you don't need to do it.
You don't have to.
Nooks and crannies of the day.
Exactly. You can, there are people that have literally built to tremendous income. Significant life-changing income, literally doing it on their phone, doing it online, doing it on social media. In this day and age with Zoom and Facebook and everything else, Instagram, however you like to do it. So I love you can get started for $49. You've got everything you need. You've got websites. You've got a back office to track your business. You've got that app that we talked about. We don't charge you extra for these things. Marketing materials, complete training materials. It's like a paint by numbers where it's like, okay, step 1, do this, step 2, do that, step 3, do that, step 4, you're done. So I just love that. But what if you want to get started with, maybe some samples of the product? Maybe you want to try some different things. Maybe you're going, there's somebody next door to me. I bet they would love to try this and buy this from me. That's what we call the happier pack. So happy start or a little happier. So you've got for $250, $355 worth of different things that you can try. Now you can focus on our core products, or you can try a mix of products. And either way, it's about launching your business a little faster. That simple, 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 sample, sample, sample concept. So you have those single serving drinks and you have those sample mailers and inserts that are going to help you share more quickly to more people.
And maybe you just want to go a little faster. You got a bigger vision, or you got a bigger family, or you got more people in your neighborhood, and you're just thinking, "Oh, gosh, everyone I know drinks coffee. I can't think about who wouldn't want to try this. Things are opening up after the pandemic. I can see myself handing these out." Or you just like a deal and a good volume discount, whatever it might be. You think, well, what's the worst that can happen? I've got some great drinks that taste fantastic, that save me some money. I feel happier, get a little healthier. You know, what's not to love about it? And you get started with the happiest pack. It's just a way with these single serving packs. So you can use it for yourself. You can be out and about. You can share with other people. You can send to them, sell to them, whatever you want to do. It's just a way to go faster.
So $758, that would be $500. So in other words, you're saving $258 by going this route. But it's up to you. It's whatever makes sense for you. But the concept is simple, 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 sample, sample, sample. How do you earn? You share the happy. And as people decide they want to, perhaps do this with you, whether it is they just want to try the products, like this example here. What if you started earning from these cups of happy that the people that you know are enjoying? They say they've switched out, their expensive Starbucks habit. And now they're going, you know what? I'd really love to have this happy coffee or happy tea or shake or whatever it is that I'm most excited about of these happy products. And it's making me happy every day. And some of the people are going to go, wow, I really, really love that. So let's look at that in a typical example of 7 customers getting started with what we call a dose duo. A dose duo just means it's basically 2 products together. Your earnings in this example would be about $300. So you got started in this example with a happier pack that was $250 and 7 customers, about $300. But that's just the first month. So the next month, as they're going, wow, this stuff was really good. I mean, they can set up what's called a smart ship, and you could earn again from those purchases month after month after month with those happy customers. Well, what if some of those happy customers became brand partners? What if they said, hey, I like this so much, or hey, it looks kind of fun what you're doing. Can I really share this? Can I share the happy like you're doing? Let's say they got started like you did. Again, this is not the top of the end, the happiest pack. This is just the $250 pack. This is the middle pack. So let's say it was instead of 3 customers and 3 brand partners. That's about $500. So let's take a look at that. But what that means is now you can start earning from that ripple effect. You can start earning from, because those 3 brand partners are going to want to share as well, like you will. So let's take a look at that ripple effect as an example. What if you started earning from every cup of happy, whether it's coffee or tea or shakes or whatever, that your customers and your team consume? What if that started rippling out? You literally could get paid 10 times over, 10 levels. Think about that, sort of multiplying out 10 levels. Now, we know that this is not, perfect duplication. And what we're talking about is month after month. So residual income, repeat income coming from repeat purchases and the growth through that word of mouth. And as you always say, Garrett, hey, there is no perfect, sharing. It's not like it doesn't happen mathematically like that. But think about that. What if people did start sharing? What if there was a ripple effect that you started to create?
And guys, our products, they don't treat, they don't cure, they don't mitigate, they're preventing disease. You just share with people, and people have their own experience. So you don't have to say a lot, you just share it. And that's the beauty of it. And as Sylvia said, there is no perfect response. Some people become customers, some distributors, brand partners, and it can grow. And you get an idea what type of growth can be. You can see our income disclosure statement. And our income disclosure statement is not a guarantee of income. This is a business. It is a historical look back and see, what have people that have built a business successfully done? So give me a snapshot in time so I can see, how many customers they had, what kind of distributors they had, what kind of time it took them to build it, what type of incomes that they had. So I can get an idea as to what you may want to create if you wanted to generate an income that was somewhat similar to what they created, so you can look back into the past and see that. So we provide that information. It's called an income disclosure statement. You can see it here. It's very detailed. Or you can simply get back with the person who invited you on here. They can share with you some stories. He can share with you this document, help you to understand it, show you what they have done to help build their business and what kind of support's available to you as well. Because we believe that everybody deserves to be happy. And in its very simplicity, what makes it work is people share what they like. They can just send out or hand out a sample, and they can do this in the nooks and crannies of their day. And as we said, we believe everybody deserves to be happy. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to share with you. Well, let's hand it back to Al Keranen, because I believe the most important part right now, Sylvia, is the opportunity to hear from some other people. So thank you very much for giving us a little bit of your time here this evening, and God bless you and thank you. And whatever you choose to do, remember what we said, we believe everybody deserves to be happy.
Well, thank you, Garrett. And thank you, Sylvia, for coming on. Chief Experience Officer. Man, I finally got that down. That's awesome. Here's the thing, guys. I was a dyed in the blue Starbucks guy, and I would get the jitters twice a day. And I looked like I was diseased. I couldn't text. I couldn't do a phone call or anything else like that. And I've been on this product now for 8 months' time, very short period of time. No jitters anymore. I couldn't sleep at night without Benadryl, melatonin, cough syrup. And now they got a product where I sleep like a baby. So, here's the thing, guys. We got great products. And, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Stephen Cangiano. Dr. Stephen Cangiano, I'm a PE major. I can roll out a ball and blow a whistle at the same time. Dr. Stephen, he understands all the science. So, Stephen, you've had a unique front row seat, if you please, about understanding about nootropics. And so maybe you can talk a little bit about your investigation and why you decided to join us.
Yeah, well, it's actually a full circle story, and actually Garrett is a little part of it. So my wife is a world-class publishing, media, and events. She pivoted from technology into the health and wellness field, and she publishes about 3 or 4 magazines, 4 magazines to be exact. And one of those magazines is nutrition, and another one is cognitive sciences. And that's actually about how your brain works. So I've had the opportunity to interview and interact with some of the greatest thought leaders in this field. One is Loretta Bruning. Another one is Rick Hansen, who's probably one of the foremost neuropsychologists in the world. And I've had interviews. You can look on my website. You can go through this. So DOSE, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, is something that I've been around for a while. And they really do direct and control behavior. And when we say happy, Loretta wrote a book, Habits of a Happy Brain. And on the front cover, she does DOSE, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So it was really interesting to me. And you asked me to talk a little bit about my business experience. Quite honestly, when I spoke to Al, I had tremendous respect. He is one of the greatest leaders in the history of this industry, and that is not an exaggeration. I said, Al, it must be great if you're doing it, but I'm not interested because my wife will divorce me. Well, it just so happens a few days later, we were talking to a mutual business partner of Al and mine. My wife got interested. She is a world-class entrepreneur. She evaluated, did her due diligence. I understood the industry. Now, my history in the industry, I was with a company and I did well. I got my income up to $30,000 a month in a couple of years, and with Al's help, actually. And it was very, very difficult because at the end of this, I started to really understand the industry. I became a student of the industry, and there was some structural flaws. Now, Garrett understands what structural flaws mean because we ended up in the same, going in the same direction. What I mean by that, at the end of my previous experience, I met a gentleman named Rick Tanita. And what he spoke about was predictable, sustainable growth. That to me is the most important piece of any business, especially in network marketing. Network marketing is the greatest way to do business because it's a win-win-win-win-win situation. However, all the pieces have to fit. Bo Short has articulated that. And quite honestly, Rick Tanita and then another gentleman that Garrett and I know is a guy named Robert Fritz, who really talks about this structural growth. Now, I haven't done network marketing in 20 years, despite my love for it. And I was prospected maybe 10 times a year, maybe 200 times in 20 years, but nothing had that sustainable growth, a product that has tremendous immediate impact, impacts a lot of people, a company. Garrett knows that it's like behavior is always determined by the structure of the compensation plan. And that sounds complicated, but the way they've set this up, the previous company had an expiration date, and I'm convinced that this doesn't, and that's why I'm doing this. Thanks, Al.
You bet. Thanks, Dr. Stephen. It's sort of interesting to hear someone that actually knows an awful lot about the science. Mark Wilson and I have had some tremendous conversations about the science. And I said, how do you sell this? And he says, I just tell people it makes me feel good. And, I'm a PE major. So I thought, here's the number one income earner talking about just makes me feel good, makes people happy. I can do that. We're going to swing on down to Kabul. That would be in Mexico. Okay. And two dear friends of mine, we got David and Lynn Raynr are on tonight. And I don't know, David, if you're going to tell your story about Lynn and where you met her, but the bottom line is this couple here and by the way, you have the freedom to do this business anywhere you want. I went from a boomer to a zoomer, and this is exciting to go ahead and be where we can do this business from anywhere you got good internet connection. So David and Lynn, take her away. Oh, by the way, actor, script writer. I don't know, you got 3 retirement monies, David. And then you met Lynn, and she's a broadcaster. But most of all, this couple here has a special needs son, and I've never seen a couple that love their child more than they love Eli. So take it away.
Well, thank you, Al. And, just so you all know, I met my lovely wife. She is from Alaska. And as I tell people, it is really hard to find a Black woman in Alaska. I mean, you have to go out on the tundra and search, but I did find her. Anyway, she's an amazing woman. And, look, if you're like us, because, most people that are looking at something like the Happy Co have been successful in other areas. Like I was, I never thought I wouldn't be an actor. Then I never thought I wouldn't be a writer and director. And, life happened. I mean, and obviously we all just been through a big, transition in the world in the last year, and I was, the thing I did notice about my life is that it wasn't really what I wanted. I was spending like 90% of my time trying to get to that thing I really love to do in the movie business. And I would get there, but it was just like the wrong equation, 90% versus 90% of doing what I love. So, my wife and I were both looking, the movie business was going into the TV business, and we were trying to figure out what could we do so that we could take care of our special needs kid. My wife could be home, we could make it all happen. And we learned about this industry, found a company, and fell in love with the industry. It just wasn't the right company. And I was fortunate enough to meet Al Keranen and Kenny Rossi and become a part of Team ATM. And you know what? It really was exciting when I heard the initials. It means annual to monthly. There was a possibility to take my annual income and make it monthly. And, when we found the Happy Company, it's been a game changer. I mean, this is a company that is being run right, great leadership. They're smart. They're expanding at the right time. We are in the right place at the right time. My wife and I are so excited, and we're on a personal adventure, but I'll let Lynn talk a little bit about, how she's approaching it. So, this is a great place, and it's at a great time, and really excited to be a part of it.
Yes, well, I want to say that David talked about, we have a special needs child. We have 4 amazing children, especially our special needs child. But I started looking at this business and I went, you know what? I'm a caregiver. And how many of you out there are taking care of an aging parent or a special needs child, or for that matter, just children during COVID? I'm saying you are a caregiver. Well, here's some interesting statistics about that. Did you know that we are 30 times more likely to be depressed? We stop exercising, we stop eating right, and we certainly don't ask for help. I was in such overwhelm, I didn't even know I was depressed, really. And along comes a Happy Co company, and we already know of the amazing benefits. Well, I love sharing this, especially with people who give so much of themselves. And because again, they get all the benefits of that. Now, the other thing, the part of not asking for help, look, caregivers, we want to heal the world really, but the other thing about healing ourselves is creating money. So we don't have stress about working paycheck to paycheck. A lot of us stopped our careers to go take care of our loved ones. So again, you've heard tonight already how easy this company is. You don't need a lot of time. My God, you can just invite somebody to a Zoom like this and let them hear the story. So I'm really determined now, not only to help people with the products, but to really talk about this business, because you need both. You need your health and your wealth to go create your dreams.
So we're going to create a legacy for our children and our special needs child in particular, so that he can be taken care of no matter what happens to us. We're excited to be a part of it, and we're going to help a lot of people along the way. So back to you, Al.
You bet. Well, thanks, David and Lynn. Thank you, Dr. Stephen, for coming on, and Garrett and Sylvia. I would just sort of wrap up with a couple of thoughts here. 80% of America is living paycheck to paycheck. COVID has changed our world, rocked our world. It'll never be the same. I would like to, sort of chime in on what Garrett and Sylvia said, and that's just this. Man, people want to have another stream of income, but they don't want another job. And we have the advantage of doing this in the nooks and crannies of your day. We have the ability to make this thing work, and we can do it on social media. And I would just say this. How many people do you know that drink coffee? They're just drinking the wrong coffee. That's all. Think about this. No jitters, less expensive costs, and more benefits. Guys, this isn't that hard. 70 million Americans have diagnosed sleeping disorders. We got an answer. Well, in my opinion, I think I have to put a disclaimer in there. And here's the cool part, guys. You can do it, and you can be free, and you're with a great company. We got great leadership at the top. We're well funded. This thing, everything is put together. It checks all the boxes. And so whoever invited you on this call here tonight, get back to them and realize one thing. If you want to be free, this is a company to be with, and to be with them right now. So take care, God bless, and have a great night. And thank you, Mark and Judy Wilson, for allowing us to come on tonight.
Good night, Al. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great night.